role I play.
Exactly. It's a good role.
Yeah, yes, it is. Keeps you out of jail.
Alright, well, send me pics of the jet ski later, I guess.
Oh, you'll be impressed, I promise.
Alright.
You'll be number one.
We'll see. Okay, Quan, take care of my dog.
It's Quinifred.
Oh.
Quinifred.
Okay, love you, bye.
Alright, love you, bye.
Quan.
You like that?
Quan. Welcome back, old school Arctic Cats. It's me and Quan here. Quan. Okay, Quan. She called you Quan.
Yeah.
All right, Quan. That's funny, dude. Quan.
You're gonna wreck the truck.
I know. Quan. Holy smokes. It's Rocky and Quan.
It's the Rocky and Quan show. Oh, man.
Oh,
Good thing we're rolling. Welcome back to Old School Arctic Cats podcast.
okay.
This one is a little different. There is no video to this podcast, unfortunately. But I'll pop up a nice picture of us so they can check us out. And we're not hooked up to podcast equipment. We're just hooked up to some lav mics. So hopefully the audio is decent. So yeah, you're listening to the Rocky and Quan show.
I just found out what cameraman Quinn's real name is. It's actually Quan. I think the secret's out of the bag. It's going to be Quan from here on out, but it's pretty funny.
That was my awesome wife wondering what I was up to. And I told her we're picking up jet ski number 5. And she was so excited.
She can't wait to see it. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So we're on our way down to Provo, Utah, the land of BYU.
And jet skis.
And all the skis in the world live down there. All the jet skis. They got a massive lake down there called Utah Lake. And yeah, sounds like all these older skis are just getting collected in people's yards and they're starting to get rid of them. So we might just go have to pick us up another shark to bring home to the family.
That'll get us up to 3 sharks and 2 Yamahas.
Yep.
I've heard that we say Yamaha a little different. I listened to Taylor Schmoody's video. By the way, Taylor, you need to comment or something. Let us know if you're live. We haven't heard from you in a while.
It's going to be a minute before we can get back there to check on you, so maybe check in with us.
Yeah, we got Yamahas. I thought that'd get you a comment.
Yeah.
Where you at, man?
Wave Raider. They're a big deal in the watercraft world. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we say Yamaha different or if everyone else just says Yamaha wrong, but
They pronounce the A as a O, like Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Yamaha. I noticed they say it with kind of an O. Maybe that's just a Wisconsin thing.
It's interesting.
They exaggerate the O a little.
Does even Yamaha? Do they even make skis anymore? Are they in the ski business?
Yeah, they do
to this day.
They make stand-ups still. Actually, they're cool. They're like white with black.
2 strokes.
I have no idea on that.
Huh.
I was watching. I think I told you this, Rocky, that I'm on a Yamaha Wave Blaster. The seat sits clear up there, but yeah, way nimble. One dude said it's like the street bike of the sea.
Huh.
Cuts like crazy, super fast.
Yeah, I've seen now that we've been getting into this sport, I'm kind of getting familiar with a few of the old skis that are out there. Yeah, the Yamaha Wave Blaster looks like it would be a lot of fun. Really nimble, like Quinn said. This is going to be the one that just do donuts, jump wakes really good. Just like a single person ski.
Like the cross between a jet ski, like 2-person, and a stand-up almost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Then it would have still a pretty big motor for a little little hole and everything that's on it. I think it still has the 701 motor that's in the Wave Raider, so that'd be fun to look at. They're expensive though. People know what they have when they have those, and especially nice ones. They don't seem like they depreciate at all.
The crappy ones are $3,500.
Yeah, the ones with laying in the yards $2,500, and if it has a trailer, it's $4,000. So they're pretty awesome. But gosh, everybody in Minnesota, right? The land of 10,000 lakes. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have got to know more about this than any of us out here in the desert that are just playing on remnants of the elusive Great Bonneville that used to flood these plains a million years ago. But yeah, you guys have all the water back east, so
I'm curious.
And in the Midwest.
Yeah, are all those lakes? Can you just pull up to them and dump your ski in and go? I doubt it, but there's got to be a lot of public ponds, right?
10,000 is quite a big number. I don't know if they're. It'd be interesting if they're all wakeless. Maybe some of them are wakeless, and you can't cause too much havoc on things, but
maybe just paddle lakes, huh? Like bring a paddle.
I mean, I can't imagine that it would be that. I mean, super overkill to have to go to like what, Lake Erie or what's that great lake?
The big one.
The big one right there. Lake Superior right there. Anyway, got some big ones over there, but
we drove right down along that one when we were headed to Greg's house.
Yeah.
It was frozen. Well, parts of it were frozen.
Yeah.
I heard it's so big it doesn't freeze or something.
Yeah, the shoreline looked like it had some ice and different things, but out in the middle looked like it was still open water.
We never did really rehash our visit from Wisconsin. This is our first podcast back from Wisconsin.
True.
There was the end of our trip that never made the air, or never made daylight.
That's true. I mean, on the way home, we ended up dropping off the giveaway sled in South Dakota. We didn't go the same way home as we went to Wisconsin. We went through South Dakota and came down through the top edge of Wyoming and down through into Utah. But yeah, it was quite the event. What did you think of that, Quinn, on the way home?
Not gonna lie, something really, really, really bad happened, and your dad's not here to defend himself, so I say we lay into him a little. No, it was kind of all our fault, really.
Well, pulling a trailer, you don't realize how much fuel you're actually sucking down as you're heading across the country like that. But
that truck will do 80, no problem. Just
like,
let's go.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It just sucks down the fuel.
Sucks the fuel. Doesn't care what's in front of it or behind it, anything. But we're out in Wyoming, and Quinn was in the sleeper. We called the back seat the sleeper because that's where the guy that just got done driving got put in the back seat, and then the switch drivers, and then the runner-up would sit in the passenger seat.
On deck.
So anyway,
Studying the road.
That was kind of the rotation, and Quinn just got done driving, and
I think I just got done editing
a video,
like a big video.
Yeah, and then I was driving for a long time. That's what it was you were driving, then I drove for a long time, probably 800 miles, and then
we got gas in that little town.
Getting gas. We stopped in South Dakota to drop off the giveaway sled, got fuel there, and then we headed out again. And somewhere in
we got gas again.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, but the pump was being dumb, right?
Yeah, oh, that's right.
And it's like negative 20 degrees, and it's going about a snail's pace, getting a gallon per 5 minutes. And I'm like, forget it.
Yeah.
We'll just get gas at the next town. I went back in the sleeper. Clint took over. You fell asleep on deck.
Yep. And I woke up, and I'm like, kind of groggy.
It's what, 3?
2:30? Yeah, 3:30 in the morning probably. Anyway, I'm like, where are we? How's everything going? I don't remember stopping anywhere for fuel along the way.
I'm still out at this
And I look over and I could see that we were probably 30 miles to empty. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm like, I'm Googling like the nearest gas station, and it was like 40 miles to the nearest gas station. So we're like,
That
well,
math ain't mathin'.
maybe if we don't touch the throttle, we'll make it. But so we limped it along. And at this point, it was like 8 miles to empty. And I'm like, Quinn.
Yeah, I think you grabbed my knee or something and
Wake
shook
up,
me
man.
Awake.
This is Quinn's truck, right? It's his 2019 F350. And
Instantly, I was panicked.
Quinn woke up to kind of a 5 alarm. What are we gonna do? It's 3:30. It's 3:30 in the morning, middle of Wyoming,
Negative.
and it's cold outside.
20.
And we kept limping the truck along, and we got to a safe place to park it, and the truck was literally at zero miles to go and to empty, zero. And
there was some conversation in the last 5 miles that was in the tank, though.
yeah, there was.
Clint really wanted to drive another 10.
That's right.
To get fuel, and I was team turn it off. Because for those of you that don't know about diesel trucks, when they run out of diesel and get air in their fuel lines, it is extremely bad. Extremely.
You don't just put diesel in it and fire it back up. It puts a lot of air, like Quinn said, in your lines, and you got to bleed the line. I mean, it's a real hassle. And
like these newer trucks got to go to the dealership.
Yeah, it's a deal.
So instantly I thought, okay, huge tow bill, expensive, like we're gonna run out, it's not even gonna be worth it. So finally I was like, put it in park, turn it off, we've got to figure something else out. So then what was our plan?
So, well, I'm looking around and I'm like, well, we have 5 snowmobiles we have 5 sleds in the trailer, and we have gas cans with us. I'm like, we could just empty out one of the gas cans, and the ZR is in the front. We could get that out. No, we had 4 sleds because we got rid of the giveaways. We had 4 sleds in there. I'm like, me and Quinn could ride double to go get diesel, and there was not much snow.
It was frost.
It was just frost and frozen ground.
10 miles. I remember it was 10 miles.
Yep, 10 miles. And, maybe there was enough frost. And we're like, let's do it. I don't know what else to do. Let's do it. So we were literally...
Clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Right? And when it's negative 20 and you have no source of heat...
Yep.
Yeah, every second matters.
So we get out there. We put on our snowmobile gear. And we saw a car drive past us. We're like, oh, wait a minute. There is life in this little town. And we're dropping the front of the trailer, and we got the gas can out. And another truck comes driving by. I'm like, Quinn, get that guy's attention. And Quinn runs out there, and Quinn had his high-vis coat on.
Dude, the first truck drove right by.
No, that's true. That's right.
It drove right past.
Kept
and I was
going.
like, holy freak, that's the last dude we're going to see.
Yeah, that's right.
We were 10 miles from the town at an intersection clear out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep, that's right.
We were like, well, back to the ZR.
Yep, so we're dropped the front ramp. We're getting ready to untie it.
I think we started it.
Probably started it. And we saw another set of headlights coming. And I'm like, Quinn, if that guy turns on our road, get his attention. Anyway, Quinn had a high-vis coat on and got that guy's attention. He pulled over.
I got in the middle of the road. I was like, I this guy passed.
Stopped him, made sure that he knew that we were in SOS mode. And he was super nice. He told the guy, the situation that we were in. And he's like, sure, I can run you back up to town. Let's go.
He was headed to work out at a mine, I believe.
Yeah, oil rig. Some mine or an oil rig, something like that. And he took me and Quinn rode together. Just told my dad, "Hey, we'll be right back," and filled up the 5-gallon gas can that we had full of diesel, and offered to pay for that guy's time and everything for helping us out. And he was like, "No, he'll get paid forward. We'll pay it forward." But yeah, it was a deal. It was something we didn't really expect that kind of thing to happen along our trip, but it did, and it'll be something that we'll always remember and talk about.
That guy was a saving. He was an angel that day, dude.
Yeah,
Heaven sent.
I don't think that guy would have forgot us either. But yeah, good thing we didn't have to ride double on the ZR, packing diesel down the ditch bank with no snow on it. That would have been interesting.
Well, it was like we were just riding the fine line of like, all right, is this about to get insanely serious and really bad, or are we gonna just somehow get out of this situation? And luckily, it ended up being the latter. But
because we were at this point in Wyoming, we were still probably three hours from home, I would say.
I think we were farther than that, like 6 if I remember.
Was it far? Gosh, it seemed like we still had a journey ahead of us. So we ended up getting back. We put the fuel in the truck and got the truck to the fuel station that we just got fuel at, because we knew those pumps worked too. That was another concern. It was like, gosh, that last station, we couldn't get fuel to pump out of it. Hopefully this one does it, and it did. And
there's some other details to that. I called the cops.
Oh, that's right.
I called the Maverick. I called every single thing in town. Like, hey,
can you run us?
We're gonna die out here.
Yeah,
we need diesel.
That's right.
And the dispatch lady was like, all right, hold on. I'm going to wake up the dispatch dude and get him out there. And I'm like, we'll do it fast. We're going to freeze. Or you might see us on a snowmobile flying down the road.
Yeah.
One of the two.
That's right. She was going to call the deputy that was on call and get him out of bed to come save us.
We were completely helpless minus the ZR trip. And I mean, we would have definitely went through a pair of skis probably.
Yeah.
Maybe over
high faxes, who knows?
I think we would have made it. It wouldn't have been comfortable, and obviously it was so cold too. And our snowmobile gear was all wet. We had just been riding with Greg out at his farm in Minnesota.
Yep.
Like, it just was, things were not looking great at all. But overall, that was the only. That and your Thundercat not running well was the only downside to that trip.
Yeah, the Thundercat, man. Thing was, it was hard. I'm glad that we call him Riot Mike. That he's the one that towed my Thundercat out of Eagle River back to the gas station and stuff. And I'm glad he was able to come out to our Western ride out. We also had our friend. Subscriber Justin reach out to us for our Western ride out. He's actually from Canada, and he was going to try and make the trip to go ride with us in Eagle River, but one thing left or another, and he just didn't end up making it. But he reached out and said, yeah, I'm coming to Utah to go snowmobiling. So Thundercat ran good. Those guys were able to drive and ride it and be able to experience that. But speaking of that, I mean, my Thundercat is not the same in Utah as it is in Wisconsin. Quinn, unfortunately, didn't get to ride my Thundercat at all, and I really wish he could have, because it had moments when it was running decent and you felt it. And that elevation, going from the 8,000 feet elevation where we normally ride to like 1,600 elevation in Wisconsin at Eagle River, that snowmobile felt like it gained like 15 horsepower. Like, I couldn't believe how much overkill a Thundercat is on those trails. I mean, barely, even with it running the way it was, I mean, it would still squeeze off 70 miles an hour with like barely touching the throttle. Like, it was just felt like it was just barely getting down, getting going. But so you guys, which was a pleasant surprise, but for those of you that will ever plan on coming riding with me in Utah, it's going to be the opposite effect. You're going to think something's wrong with your sled and like it got neutered, you know? So I think I could get away with just getting some bigger jets and stuff to go play with you guys, because the horsepower would overcome, you know, and heavier clutch weights. I didn't mess with that, but you guys would definitely probably have to deal with some clutching, because even Riot Mike brought his Riot out, and it seemed like it was having issues for one reason or another. Power valves, I think, ended up being the case, but it wasn't happy in the Utah mountains for one reason or another, whether it was clutching or just the power valve sticking or whatnot. But it's a different animal when you're going through those different elevations and temperature, of course. But anyway, keep that in mind if you guys ever come to Utah and hang out with us. It's a real thing, and you're going to think your sled is lost like a cylinder, but it hasn't. It's just the thin air that we got in these mountains.
Yeah, we've for those of you that are listening to this podcast, shout out to you guys. Like, it's one thing to watch our videos on Sunday, but to tune into a podcast like this, it's awesome. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Our talk of our Midwest Eastern ride out this upcoming year, it's not official or anything. And last year's we really threw together last second, just because you guys were so welcoming and you're like, come on out. But we've really been talking about heading to Tug Hill in New York.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many comments, hundreds of comments saying come to Tug Hill. And it's another, I think, 1,600 miles from Eagle River. I think we did the math or something. Yeah,
round trip. It's far.
Eagle River is only about halfway, or a little over halfway.
2/3 maybe.
Yeah.
It seemed like we had like it's like 1,600 miles to Eagle River, but then it was another 800 miles or 900 to Tug Hill. It's going to be an extra leg of a journey. Definitely another day worth of driving that it would add. But
we've been leaning towards that a little bit. We've talked about Canada too.
Yep, we thought about going.
We know there's a ton of you Canadians.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to mention also with our merch, for those of you that are out of our jurisdiction, I guess you'd call it, but it's, if you guys need or want any of our merch, you can always send me an email and I can just handle it outside of Shopify. It's a little cumbersome to figure out how to do the shipping and all that and the tax for shipping international, but we could definitely take care of you guys outside of Shopify. So if it's something you're interested in, just hit us up through email.
Yeah, I think we've sent a couple orders to Canada.
Yep. Yeah, and some of you are from Sweden, and some of you are even from Norway. So, yeah, hit us up through email, and we can get you some merch. Because we got some Tiger Shark merch that Quinn has done an awesome job designing, and it's been we haven't gotten any of it back from our people that are making it for us, the manufacturer, but I can't wait to get our own personal merch for me and Quinn to rock, but also those of you that have already pre-ordered, we appreciate that, and we got your orders coming. So be patient. It'll probably take us another couple weeks to get it to you so they can get them made. But yeah, again, it's just at oldschoolarcticcats.com, and you can check out our new summer merch that we launched.
Yeah, you can email us as well at oldschoolarcticcats@gmail.com.
Yep.
You can always get a hold of us there. Gosh, for those of you that reach out on email, it's so fun. Like, I totally realize and applaud you. Like, you got to pause your day, sit down, think about it, type up an email, type in our email address, and send it. Like, it doesn't go unnoticed. And I mean, it always boosts our day. Like,
yeah,
it's awesome.
It's always exciting to hear from you guys and from our fans. So we appreciate that really full-heartedly.
Dude, we ought to just, what we should do this year is swing in. If it's along the way, we ought to swing through Eagle River again. Maybe do an Eagle River ride out.
That would be cool.
And then keep going out to Tug Hill.
Drag some of you guys with us.
Yeah.
Keep the party going and head out to Tug
We got to
Hill.
have Nick there, Nick and Jen.
Yeah.
Like, we got, man, the people we met on our ride out.
Yeah.
We were on a first name basis. Like, they were family. We're still in contact with pretty much every single one of them. And, oh, man.
It would be fun for Greg and Pat to come out and ride with us too. Just because they got, oh man, they have some sweet sleds, you know?
Sleds out there are so clean.
Very clean. I'm dumbfounded with how nice your snow flaps and stuff are. They don't get ran through a slushy canyon road that we have to drag ours through. It's cool. Well, it looks like
I'm looking up some notes.
one thing that we're experiencing right now is usually because we're in the desert, we don't get a lot of rain at all throughout our summer. There'll be some wind and some chances of rain at nighttime, but for the most part, it's like 90 plus all day, every day, all the way through July, basically, and it doesn't start getting some moisture back until end of July to August. So for all of you guys that are enjoying the lakes and stuff right now, it's a good time. That's it, because we usually just turn it off, right? Like when the snowmobile season's over, it's like, dang, what are we gonna do now? So finding these skis, and definitely the Tiger Sharks, they're special to me just because they're Arctic Cat and an Arctic Cat brand. But it's been a lot of fun finding them around here, especially these that have been, maybe off the water for the last 10, 15, 20 plus years. It's fun to get them back on the water. That ski that we got for free, that Monte Carlo,
Rocky,
I've put a lot of time into that thing, trying to get it going. I've learned a lot. I had to put that new impeller housing and everything on there, and you can't find a gasket, so you have to use some marine type silicone. And then I found some leaks when I went and put it in the water, so I had to pull it out and remedy some of the leaks that I found, and just learning a lot. But then it was the carburetor, and those carburetors on these skis are a lot different than the snowmobiles. I mean, it's the same concept, but my gosh, there's a lot of extra parts, it feels like, just because they have the pump hooked to the carburetor, and there's little springs and little things in there, and lots of little gaskets, and they all have a very important role on how well that ski's going to run. So it's been a good learning curve. It's been a little bit eye-opening on what you guys have been dealing with this sport, but man, when they run and you're out there and the awesome sunsets, it's totally worth it. And we're not breaking the bank either by having this type of fun. I don't mind getting my hands dirty and cleaning a carburetor, to get the the ski, whether it's a ski or a snowmobile, out on the water. And I've had a lot of help from Larry on Life on the Wedge. He's really been a big advocate for our channel and helped me, and he was a subscriber from our very first season, and sure appreciate him and Eric and those guys to help us along, because we've sure needed it. So.
Our skis are kind of tearing his up, though. Maybe they just come and go in waves. Maybe his will tear us up.
Yeah.
Larry's had a bad bout with
Polaris.
Imagine that.
Dang, man,
Weird.
those Polarises are. But they're all triples, right? They're all triples, so he's digging into 3 carburetors while I'm just dealing with 1. So, but I don't know. It seems like he has some electrical issues up to carburetor issues and both, and driveline issues.
His is clunky.
Tried to weld his driveline back to his little crankshaft adapter or whatever you call that, and it worked for about an hour, and then it broke again. And anyway, it's a little bit of a ongoing circumstance, but we're working through it and helping each other. It's been fun.
I do have an update for the people back home. My Alpha went down the road.
That's right.
I had it for sale for probably 2 months.
I think the old school's starting to get to Quinn's heart mostly, and
I don't know.
I think if it ain't 30 years old, Quinn don't want it anymore. So
Yeah, right.
It's pretty good to see.
I've told the people before, I'm from the new generation, and when Rocky was dreaming about undercats and whatever when he was a kid, I was dreaming about alphas.
Yeah.
And I remember when they came out, and I remember seeing the catalog. And anyway, I do like the alpha has a special spot in my heart, but I really want to get a mountain bike this summer. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I told myself if the alpha sold, I'd get one, and it did end up selling. And the guy was a local guy that bought it, and that was an amazing snowmobile. Like, the turboed alpha is just something different.
We just put gas and oil on that thing. That's it.
I
That's
popped
all
the
you
covers
did.
on it probably twice. Like,
Yeah.
I just rode it.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
it had
you didn't
zero
put-
hiccups.
You never put a belt on it.
Nope.
None of
Even
that.
a belt.
You just rode it.
Yeah. But they are worth nothing. I
Yeah.
come to find out. It seems like the turbo sled, aftermarket turbos, are worth so much less than a naturally aspirated cat. Like, the comparisons to what I was selling that were naturally aspirated were for sale for like 55.6, and I had 0 bites at 55, and so I lowered it to 45 and finally got one person to buy it. Well, actually, there was a handful that texted, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. Summer's always a good time to buy snowmobiles, though.
Yeah. There's some deals out there, and my dad's actually working on a pretty fun project. For those of you that follow our channel, my dad has a 95 ZRT 800 triple with AN pipes, and the secondary clutch won't come off of it at all. He was gonna change some clutching and do a few things, and the secondary clutch is seized up on the jack shaft, won't come off. And the chassis, 95, it's a little dated. My dad, he's 62 years old, and bless his heart, he always wants to come out and ride with us everywhere we go. And his ZRT is an awesome sled, but it is a little bit cumbersome and fish out of water when it comes to powder. And I think we got a solution to all of that. And
I don't know if I've heard this.
nope, he hasn't. And it's been my dad's actually been working on it for the last 2 days, and he's got a 03 Mountain Cat 900, and those came from the factory with either a 144 or a 151 2-inch Challenger track, and somebody put 159 rail extensions on that snowmobile and stuffed a 159 finger track on it. Now, I know a lot of you roll your eyes when you hear finger track, but finger tracks are pretty sweet. They hook up hard with hard pack, and you don't need all the traction aid, and they really do well. And if you have good track speed, they're not that bad in the powder either. But anyway, we are doing a heart transplant out of his ZRT and are dumping it into that Mountain Cat 900 chassis so that he can have a big mountain triple sled.
That's awesome.
We'll still keep his ZRT chassis around. He's got a nice shop that he can keep that chassis in there, and we'll play with the motor a little bit and test some clutching and different things. But I think that chassis alone's a lot lighter. It's got better flotation just in general with the longer track, and he could still have his feel and his fun of the old triple. So, and his ZRT 800 will be powering the baby. So he's been working on that for the last couple of days, and I'm getting pretty excited to see it.
Is he gonna put that in the grass drags this year?
They're
They're not gonna be done by then.
I don't know. It depends on how close it is, but I'm sure if we get it dialed, he'll definitely want to bring it out. Definitely. So
That's awesome.
So we got that to look forward to too, and we'll have to go check on the progress and show you guys how it's coming. And the cool thing about it is, it looks like the bulkhead has because everyone knows in 2002, Arctic Cat made their Thundercat Mountain Cat, right? The Mountain Cat 1000 triple, and
The last one, right?
the last one, the last year, that was in 02, and in 03 they went with the 900 twin and got rid of the triples. Well, as I was looking at the bulkhead, the biggest thing I was worried about is how are we going to get the motor mounts and everything to line up. And Kenny Neff, if you're listening to this, I know you have a lot of experience with this. And Scott Keller from RPM, I know you've done this a lot as well. So I might be leaning on you guys if we get in a hiccup. But the motor mounts look like they're pre-drilled in that factory bulkhead for the big triple motor, like what the Mountain Cat 1000 had. So I'm hoping it's pretty close, just plug and play. I'm going to have to play with the harness, the wiring harness, because the ZRT is going to be a normally closed system, as that chassis is a normally open system. So it's going to be backwards or won't work for like headlights and maybe tachometer, but we can switch some of these gauges out. Maybe see if he can get some hand warmers working for him. But anyway, that's a pretty fun project that we're working on that's snowmobile related that we'll have to keep you guys updated on.
So to round this podcast out, let us know. We need to hear it. We're like one of those mascots that like, over here from the right, let's hear it.
Yeah.
From the left.
Yeah.
All right, Tug Hill people, do you want us to come? Eagle River people, do you want us back? And the Canadians, is it worth the hassle of crossing the border? I heard it's not that bad.
Yeah. It's probably not that bad to get into Canada. I don't know. Well, maybe it's vice versa. Who knows these days, right? Like, it's crazy. But we would need some specifics from.
We need direction.
We need some direction. We need a guide.
And new skis.
And some new skis. If there's no new skis there, deal's off. We ain't even crossing the border.
No kidding. We're not putting the truck in drive without new skis on the line.
For sure. So yeah, hit us up, and I appreciate you guys following us along, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yep. Oh, we're supposed to turn. Dang it. Oh, crap. Oh, good thing we're 10 minutes early. Get off on, I'll merge onto North Thanksgiving Way.
Like now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. We are 17 minutes out from the Monte Carlo. So, obviously, I know you guys already watch our videos, but we'll see you back on the video.
Yep. See you guys later.